Spoilers. We're going to go deep into the Nevers theories for the HBO Max show. We're going to be talking about maybe who from the future is now in the present or in the past. I don't know. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be so much fun.
And what bodies are they in?
Oh.
Everyone, welcome back to AsArt with Nick and John and expert Kyle and Jonas today for a fun Nevers episode. We're going to get into crazy theories. Since Nick talks about aliens every video, we're definitely getting some alien stuff going on, but really fun stuff. I know Kyle has plenty to say. He always does. So this is going to be fun stuff.
And then, guys, we have a couple other videos talking about the Nevers reviews. We broke down the last episode with it was a good little chunk of talking, but a lot of good theories came out. And then we also had some good theories on other characters and stuff. And now we're just continuing this talk. It's so much fun. And now
we also did a fun visual effects breakdown for one of the episodes as well. And if you guys see cool visual effects breakdowns, let us know. We'd love to do some more of those. So we had a couple comments on the mid-season finale that we did. If you guys haven't seen that video, check that out. We had RJ say, "I'm convinced the old dude from the future is in Lavinia." That would be interesting. And I like the idea of the gender switching. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I like it. That's good. Oh man, I gotta put that down. I think it's better than what I was gonna say in this video.
I mean, it makes sense because there was only one woman that we know of, right, that made it through, which is Stripe,
Amalia,
Stripe. Yeah,
Zephyr,
and the rest are guys. So,
and then there was another one by Vinny Borden that said in Amalia's flashbacks / flash forward or force whatever back you want to talk about. Flash forward scene. There's a shot of Myrtle, language girl, wearing modern clothes and black lipstick. So
yeah, it's a total future thing. Well. Yeah. That's like
now, you guys. Let me ask you this because I think this is kind of interesting. So when you got this stuff, I think we mentioned this briefly in the previous videos. When you got these quick cuts in The Force Awakens, when was it Rey touched the lightsaber?
Yeah.
Well, this is streaming, so you can easily pause and play it frame by frame. Do you think this takes some of the mystery away from that, or do you think they're just planning on people pausing that and looking at it and trying to break it down?
No, it didn't. Yeah. So it didn't take away any of the mystery. Also, by the way, like to set the record straight because last episode I was on, I did say that it looked like a World War I flash forward.
Yeah, you were so off.
I am here to say that is incorrect because I did what John just said and I paused it. I'm like, that does not look like World War I stuff. Never mind.
I know. And I was trying to back you up like crazy too. I was like, I got to back up the expert.
So Nick was basically backing a lie. So he was lying to the audience for his friend.
I was backing a friend.
Yeah, and I would say it was a lie. It was a misconception.
No, but though, think about it though. We recorded that as soon as we were done watching it. Like we did not go back to check anything. No. Like I mean, it's like reviewing a show drunk. I mean,
all right, guys, let's dish. Let's do it.
Okay, so I am just going to spit out some. I think there's 4 characters other than obviously who we know, Zephyr, who came from the future, right? The first one I think was Mary, the one that with the singer, right? Because she had such a deep connection to the Galanthi and like with the song and all that. So I'm like, because they mentioned in the flash forwards or in the future that, the beings that were touched had like a deeper connection to like Galanthi and like technology or something, you know what I mean? Where they understood the Galanthi at a different level to the point where they didn't even kill the Galanthi. The way of hurting the Galanthi was torturing its friends and subjects, right? So it's like, shows the connection there, like between the people that are touched and her. So
and one of the things that they got as a skill set, she's like, I forgot what was her name, Stripe in the future, Stipe, or she was saying. So did anybody get really like nice and caring? I forgot the exact verbiage, but she said something along the lines of, "Did someone get nice?" Basically, and so it's definitely interesting that.
And then the other one I think is 100% is Myrtle. The girl that has the different languages because she can actually understand the Galanthi, which is something that was mentioned in the front, like the understanding of the Galanthi and stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah. But she was confused because she was saying all these skills were random, whereas in the future war, we'll just say Terminator era, whatever, in the future, it was more specific, like identifiable skill traits that they got, which is interesting.
But maybe something got scrambled.
I believe that it was, Okay, I have a theory on that as well. But
Here we go.
But just to build on what you were saying, John, is yeah, they tend to have an understanding of their language and their technology, and they also seem to be more empathic. At least that's what came up in the conversation.
Empathic,
right? That's what the
correct,
spores do. Like when you get spored, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
So
when you get
guys,
spored,
real quick, let's go over what we know.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So
Fun fact.
how many were at the facility when the Galanthi took off? Right. There were 8. Okay. There were 8 people, and that's including the Galanthi itself. Right.
Oh.
So we have Stripe, we have Knitter, died, killed. Crescent, who was the squad leader. We have Biner, who was the tech guy. Right. He was wounded but still alive. We have Boot, which is the guy that betrayed the crew. Right. He got killed. Second Boot, who was the woman that got killed by Major Joseph, and then we have Major Joseph himself. He was only wounded, and then we have the Galanthi, and the only one that we have absolutely confirmed, right, is Amalia as Stripe, right, or Stripe as Amalia. Now, if we go to Amalia's vision towards the end of the episode, right? Do you think you were the only one who hitched a ride? Did you notice how the voice morphed into different voices, right, of different characters? I thought that might be like an indication as to who that might be, right? Because there were people from characters that we heard before. Now, the shifting of the voices may indicate something, but also the images as well. So we see the Beggar King, we see some drowning dude. Don't know what that's about. We see Augie or Augustus, right? Who can control birds, right? We see Malady, we see Lord Masson, and we see Myrtle, right? And we are assuming speaking as a conduit of the Galanthi, right?
So, do you think it would be within the lore or make sense that so it's mostly females that get these skills or the special powers in this Victorian era, the way that it's turned out. But you have a few people that are males, like Crowman, that have Birdman. That have Birdman. Kevin Costner is, not Kevin, Michael Keaton. But so you have certain people, males. Do you think the males are the guys that came from the future? But the brother still seems like the brother, it's not like someone else in another body. So I don't think that would be that, but I don't know. Did you know what I'm saying there? That
no,
it's still the same person.
It's also different too, because she was dead when Zephyr entered.
That's true.
The body, right? So it's like a complete takeover almost.
So there's 2 theories that I have, right? One of them is the least interesting one, which is I don't think anyone's been revealed yet. I don't think anyone that we have met of the cast yet is actually one of the people that crossed over. Now, but the really more interesting one is that we know that the Galanthi have this they have this technology that's like so advanced, it's coupled with their consciousness and their biology, right? Hence the spores, right? Because we know that they can manifest ships with their mind and their spores, right? Which is nuts. So they're no longer separate pieces, right? They're like a unity of all 3: biology, consciousness, and technology, right? So every touched, those who were spored, right, have each received either understandings of Galanthi technology, pendants, who can see energy fields and make great technology, or abilities possessed by the Galanthi itself or their technology, like Horatio's healing powers. Now, of course, we don't know exactly about the Galanthi, what all their abilities are, but that might be one of them, right? And then this explains how they can embed an inclination of a mission within the touched. So we get this in several instances. Not just Amalia, actually. We get Malady. She has some sort of weird calling. She doesn't have she has a weird calling, right? And I believe a couple other characters do as well, but they can't put their hand on it, right? They just know something's happening. And then this explains their ability to interact with other beings directly through their consciousness, right? So and by that I mean the Galanthi. Right. So they're able, that's how when when Stripe was dying, she still had her consciousness, right? It hadn't left. She hadn't been killed. And that's when you see the ethereal swipe, right? And getting her consciousness and bringing it up into the ship. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I think that I basically I think
so
that
serious.
I think that
guys.
because Amalia was an empty vessel, that Stripe manifested. She has all her memories, but because the other people, they still were alive. Their consciousnesses hadn't left, so they're cohabitating, and they're like sleeper agents. They don't know that they've actually come back yet, right?
They have to be woken up.
Yeah, that might be something. So maybe that's the thing. Maybe it will be people we already know, but they haven't been revealed yet because they're not aware themselves.
So have we gotten any characters that really act like split personalities where they might have revealed and they're giving us hints that there's two people in there, or not really?
Melody, right?
Kind of.
Oh yeah, I mean, clearly something happened to her once. Amalia told them, "Oh, it was Amalia," and something happened in between because she didn't even recognize her at first when they actually ran into each other again. But yeah, I mean, there very well could have been something that happened to her. Once
Myrtle
they took her
too,
off.
right? Myrtle with the different languages. Every time she speaks, it's like a different language. So maybe she's a host of many different.
Don't know. So we are. Was it Legion? We are many.
So that makes me think Myrtle might be the Galanthi. Or it might just be the Galanthi speaking through her, right? Or it also might be that Galanthi language, understanding of the language, was given to her, right? That was a piece of the understanding her technology, derived to her. But also, she can now comprehend all languages. Right? I don't know, guys. It's
okay. I have a couple other ones though. I think the doctor is also from the future, the one that's drilling holes in people's heads, because I feel like maybe he was on the other people's side, the PDC. Was that the bad side that wanted to kill the Galanthi?
The bad side was the free lifers.
Oh, okay, there you go. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's really confusing to me still. Right. So the free lifers, I think maybe he got, or maybe it was the guy who betrayed his own people and he went against them. Right. I just feel like he knows something, and he knows enough to want to create other beings and stuff like that. Like the way he's messing with the army of undead people he's tweaking with and stuff like that is just very interesting, where I feel like he has some extra knowledge, like how Penance has extra knowledge when it comes to technology. I feel like he's like the Frankenstein technology. He's like, well, if we do this and we do this, we can make an ultimate being or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like he has some kind of connection.
Yeah, and he was shown in the flashbacks too a little bit, I think, right? I mean, so that's a question about that. Is the flash forwards, flashbacks, are those people that Amalia is thinking of as they're saying, did you think you're the only one? Or those visions being presented to her as what she's actually seeing? That's a question that we have to figure out. I mean, we don't know, obviously. It's nice when sometimes directors or storytellers will give the audience information that the characters don't have. We don't know which one it is in this case. But the other thing I was going to say is in the Future War, at the beginning, when we watched that episode and all of us thought we were watching the wrong show, one of the things that let me know that I was actually watching my show is said, oh, what are these weird tools look in this chest or in this nook? And they're like, oh, it looks like early Victorian era stuff. So that was the first time I'm like, all right, I am watching the right show. But also, it's like, okay, I feel like that's almost establishing that this is the beginning when all this stuff started happening. Like this is the starting point, and these are relics from that. So it would make sense if their consciousness of whoever people were transplanted at that point, because that becomes the starting point for this combat.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're implying that it might be like some sort of temporal causality, right? Like that, like this has already happened. But interest, because I was thinking
it was a sim.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking it was like research they used to, because they were probably trying to project different outcomes depending on where they went in time, and maybe they saw the best chance of success is by going to that time to change the future or something like that.
So Nick mentioned something that's very interesting, and sorry, I think Kyle, you have something to say as well. But I was just saying, we've heard the term sim being thrown around a lot. Do you think we're going to see a sim somewhere in this show because they mention it so much?
I think so. I was also talking with this about this with Nick earlier, is that like it's a little bit ambiguous whether they have like legit time travel or if it's time travel via sim technology, right? Like they sort of run permutations of potential eventualities, and
it's like what's that game?
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I knew exactly. I'm like, boy.
Yeah. So I don't know
so
if it's legit or if it's just because she says like free life wins every time they own history, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
I'm like, okay, does that mean they have like they can go back in time, or like every time they've run the simulation, it just it always ends up with them winning?
Because I mean, they mentioned that quite. She's like, I feel like I'm in a sim. I'm in a sim. I'm in a sim. And that would be weird for them not to follow it up with something. But then again, we just watched a movie recently where they talked about this zombie rain come to life theory, and that never showed that in the movie. So you never know.
Oh, Kyle, it was so good, Kyle. Spoilers.
Was it?
If you guys haven't seen the Army of the Dead, but they brought in this amazing idea where like rain will rehydrate dead zombies and bring them to life for a little bit. And there's there's like piles of zombies everywhere. I'm like, dude, it better freaking rain. It better freaking rain. And no rain. It was dry.
Yeah. And so that was a Zack Snyder film. So Nick and I are thinking when we get the 5 hour Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead cut, that's when that
Army, or no, it's like Reign of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a good movie title. Me and John were trying to think of more titles you can do with the whole dead at the end. Aliens of the Dead, Reign of the Dead. It's like by the way, guys, that's a great video. Go ahead and click it and watch it. It's so much fun.
It was a fun one. And Nick's theory of the flashing lights was, I did not notice at all, but it's totally there. So I thought he was that crazy.
John, I have you on my alien side. I think it's more of an alien movie than it is a zombie. Well, it's a zombie alien.
Oh, you're talking about Army
movie.
of the Dead. Okay.
Yes, we're talking about Army of the Dead. All right, back to the Nevers.
Yeah, there's one thing. I'm still curious about the Lily Masson connection. So we know that she has a gravestone. That doesn't mean anything, though, right? People can put up gravestones and there not be anyone buried there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like that's my theory, is that Lord Masson has considered her dead because what's happened to her is so horrendous. He no longer sees whatever she's become as his daughter.
She's become a Galanthi,
maybe she has.
And it's down there in the basement. This was, dude, dude, if this is right, dude, I called the alien and John's like, Nick, you're crazy. But just like everything I say, he's like, yeah, I know. He's always like, Nick, that's not going to work. Then I show him the clip. He's like, yeah, you were right.
It makes me so mad. I just want him to be wrong. So he quits bragging, but he's never wrong.
I only have
so
to
mad
brag because you're like so against my ideas.
We should make a compilation video of every time Nick is thrown at aliens and it's been right. That'd be a long video at this point. Oh man.
It's like a 50-50 thing though nowadays with all the movies.
It really is. Especially now with the all the stuff in the news about
aliens,
UFOs now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. One other character I thought, Lavinia Bidlow, right? That's her last name, Bidlow?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think she also has been touched, or not touched, but I think maybe not awakened yet too, because she also seems to have a really deep connection to the Galanthi.
Well, she got that headache and it looked like spores or something were coming down in that cave and it like kind of dissolved. And then she was saying her head hurt. And so I think like something, even if she hated, she's kind of working both sides. She has the orphanage, but she's also supporting this research. I feel like she's going to be pulled into this more because she's going to have something happen to her. Because otherwise, why would she have this headache on screen?
What if she's like the little finger of this universe where she like plays both sides and she's like, doing the whole politics to make sure she has her hand in at least one of the winning sides?
I hope not.
I'm just joking. I just love bringing up Game of Thrones. You know what I mean?
At least this theory didn't have to do with aliens this time. Yeah. Jeez.
By the way, I thought Jon Snow was an alien. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
No, he's just in the Eternals. He's an
alien. Oh, that's right. Well, technically, he is an alien now in the Eternals.
Oh wait, that's not Jon Snow. That's
his brother Rob.
The King of the
Stark.
North.
Yeah. King of the North.
All right, guys. So this is clearly one of our fun. We love doing the crazy theory episodes. And what do we love even more than our crazy theories? Your crazy theories. So put them down in the comments. We'll do this. In our next videos, we'll do a crazy theory of the week, and then we'll also do a best theory. And that way you can just make up something crazy if you want, but also give some good theories. We'd love to hear those. We'd love to get ideas, and we're definitely open to different things. If aliens have come to pass, I could see anything happen in this now. So it could go any direction. Let us know down below. Check out Kyle's Instagram, Picos with a 0. A lot of amazing artwork. And check out AsArt.space for the audio and video links. And we'll see you on the next AsArt.
I'm always a ghost.
As our title at the end is coming up and we have the music, I'm going to put I'm always a ghost. I'm always a ghost.